They told me I was too young. They told me I needed more training. Huh? I told them to drop dead. How ironic. I don't know how I survived that fall. Something strange must have happened. My pulse is beating like a drum, but my blood is running cold. I'm not sure what's going on, but I came here with a question. And I'm gonna find the answer if it kills me.
Good day, gamers. Purple Mentat here, bringing you the revived game Auditions. On stage for your enjoyment, Crypt of the Necrodancer, a new game that is hitting early access today. Now, what is Crypt of the Necrodancer? This is a roguelike rhythm game. If you've ever played a roguelike game before, you know the basics, but I'm going to cover them just in case. Roguelikes are procedurally generated, fairly random from a set amount of variables, runs through a dungeon. Now, you start with very little, and you have to gain power along the way and exercise your mastery of the world and knowledge therein to be able to survive and eventually emerge victorious. I've not yet managed to do that in this game because it comes with a twist. You'll note that I'm moving with the beat of the music, and the beat of the music is moving with the beat bars that are flowing into the beating heart at the bottom of the screen. That would be the rhythm elements. This game runs on music. You have to move with the beat. It attempts to move off the beat, cause misses to pop up, which will cost you your combo in-game. Let's jump into the first level to show you how it all functions together. Each zone has a unique aesthetic, and each level has a unique soundtrack to it. You can dig through the walls with your shovel, but you have to do everything on the beat of the music. And when you find enemies, they also move on the beat of the music. Ooh, rapier, nice. So, you have to make sure that you know their pattern, and you have to attack them when it's safe to do so, which is not going to be all of the time. So those slimes, they're not too dangerous. They never actually come straight towards you. That blue slime actually has 2 hit points. It's just this rapier, when you're doing a lunging attack, does extra damage. I'm actually kind of in a good spot so far because I'm only running into the easier enemies. There we go. There's a Minotaur. He has an interesting pattern where he will charge you and you have to dodge out of the way, and then he'll hit a wall and stop stunned for a moment. That's your chance to attack, or as he goes by. It's very much the Spanish bullfight. The monkey will move towards you all the time, but he doesn't do any damage. He just grabs you and holds you so that no one else can, so that other enemies can attack you. Gems, like these diamonds that I'm finding, are used as a progression currency. In between levels, you'll be able to spend them on upgrades and unlocking new items to show up in shops and chests. For example, all of the extra chests that I'm finding in this run, in this first zone, I unlocked by spending diamonds that I earned over time. I'm not very good at this game while commentating. It's actually a rather difficult game to play while talking. But this is mostly to give you a good look at the basics and the mechanics. Now, in shops, for one, you can bomb the walls for some extra cash if you need it, which I always recommend doing. You can buy different items. You have no idea what the item is until you've bought it at least once. I know that this titanium shovel and this circlet of telepathy are worth having, and that blood dagger back there is not. But I had to learn that by trial and error. Now, we're approaching the end of this level's song. You'll note that I have a torch that's allowing me some extra visibility to see through the walls. Once you reach the end of a song, whether you're ready to or not, you go to the next level. Ooh, this is actually not the game music. But we'll show you that in just a moment. I'm going to head back to the lobby. You take your diamonds with you. You can visit either Hephaestus, who's always available, the Dungeon Master, who sells permanent upgrades. Hephaestus sells weapons, armor, and curatives that show up in chests. And Merlin over here, you have to unlock him on the second floor of Zone 1. He sells magic stuff. And you can't get access to these items until you buy them with diamonds. But these are only useful for the primary kind of adventure mode, where you go through the zones and unlock the next zone. There is also a hardcore mode. As it tells you, hardcore mode is also your speedrun mode. Lobby upgrades do not work. Everything is based on this one run, and things in the shops are significantly more expensive. Also, at the end of the run, your money is your score. So, you want to try to maximize the amount of money you're going to get, and the best way to do that is to keep your combo multiplier going from killing enemies, which means never missing a beat and never getting hit. Which is easier said than done. In any case, that gives you an idea of how that works. There is also a daily hardcore challenge. Every day, there is a particular hardcore seed picked and given to everyone as the daily challenge. There is a dance pad mode, which you can see is an easier difficulty. You start with a broadsword, as well as a couple of spells, and there are fewer enemies to deal with. The reason for this is because it's just going to be more physically taxing to play this game on a dance pad. But it is set up if you have a DDR pad, or if you want to go over to the Crypt of the Necrodancer website, which is in the down below, and pick up one of their Necrodancer dance pads to play on. Yeah, that's swag right there. Official Crypt of the Necrodancer dance pad for your necrodancing goodness. Shrine of Blood. I was given a blood rapier, but it cost almost all of my life. That's not great. Oh! We're gonna use my heal spell. Magic works in an interesting way in this game. You notice that I'm waiting on 19? Well, I kill some enemies, and that's down to 17 now. That's right, you can only use magic based on the number of kills that you get in between. It's an interesting system. Avoids MP, at least, which I think is nice. I'm not a giant fan of MP-based systems. They're, well, I mean, they work, they serve their purpose, but they've been done to death. Which, you know, might be a little bit of a Necrodancer pun here. And as you can see with the Blood Rapier, as I kill things, I believe it's every 5 or so, I gain more hit points back. The Shrine of Blood is only one of many interesting shrines you can find, some of which help you, some of which hinder you. Now, every level has its own music built into it. However, you can also define your own custom music. I am going to set up from the Electronic Superjoy OST by NV, the Shakestopper song for level 1. And when you do that, you can set it to run at either double speed or half speed. So there's nothing stopping you from using, say, an old classical piece that only moves at 40 beats per minute, because you can just double that and still have a fun game out of it. Now, if I jump back into Zone 1, in fact, I'll jump into a hardcore seeded mode to show you how that works. Just enter a text seed, letters, numbers, whatever you like. So we're going to use, being that I am the Purple Mentat, Thufir Hawat. Or not. Thufir Ha. There we go. And that seed will always spawn this level. So if you do a seeded speedrun, ow, this is what that monkey does. You can, say, practice that particular seed until you get really good at it. And I can foresee tournaments and such being based around that seeded run idea, so that you are... Ow, that was a wraith. Hard to play and talk, especially at this speed. This is not a slow and easy song to play. I can easily see tournaments being set up where you will be able to have everyone working on the same speed, the same seed, and need to survive that way. Have to come back for that monocle if I can afford it. Torch allows you to see a little bit through walls. The extra visibility can be very useful. For example, that bit of diamond over there in the wall. You can find glinting objects in the walls. In normal mode, when you dig those up, you get diamonds. In hardcore, you get 25 coins. Which is good, because, you know, coins are where it's at. Now, everything is available from the get-go in hardcore mode, but you will not earn any diamonds to progress with. So you need to kind of decide how you want to play. That was a mimic. You could tell because it was bouncing to the beat before I got anywhere near it. The whip will hit anything in... Well, that ended badly. I got jumped on by that monkey. The whip that I picked up will hit anything in a 3 line in front of you. So, for example, if I head back to the lobby, there's also a quick restart available, which is kind of nice. If I stand next to Zone 2, the whip can hit anything between Zone 1 and Zone 3 in that line in front of me. It's going to be very difficult to target with, but it's also relatively powerful to have that wide of an area to hit. Now, there are a few different characters available. As mentioned, Merlin, a few different NPCs available to help. Merlin is unlocked on the 2nd floor of Zone 1. If I head over here, the Beastmaster is unlocked on the 1st floor of Zone 1.
Hey.
He lets you train against enemies you've already killed. So, for example, if I want to try on the White Monkey, well, an infinite number of White Monkeys will spawn, and you can see exactly how their mechanics work. They will always try to move directly towards you. And they have 2 hit points. But they don't do any damage when they jump on you. They just lock you into place. And as you can see, it just keeps spawning and respawning. Now that only counts for the basic enemies that you find in the zone.
Hello.
You can't fight the mini-bosses or the full bosses here. If you want to deal with those, you have to get to the 3rd floor of Zone 1 and unlock the Boss Master. And then you have to pay her for access to your Minotaurs, your Dragons, your Dire Bats, as well as your full boss battles. I wish I had one of those full boss battles on tap to show you. The bosses are quite entertaining. But we'll get down to Zone 3 in level 3 in Zone 1 and show you one of those. There are 4 characters available at the start. You start as Cadence. She was the one you saw in the little cutscene. You can choose to be the Bard immediately. I'll show you that in a moment. And if you can beat hardcore mode once, you will unlock Aria and Bolt. The rest are still in development. I'm kind of interested in what the Pacifist and the Ghost will do to the game, but this gives 10 very different and distinct playstyles. I unfortunately have not unlocked Aria or Bolt yet, but this is a first impressions. Let me show you what the Bard does. This is traditional roguelike mode. Now I can move at whatever speed I like, instead of needing to be tied to the music. And every time I move is considered 1 beat for the enemy. So if I know the pattern that the enemy moves in, I can actually move quite quickly. And I can see Bard speedruns actually being harder than traditional. Uh-oh, Shrine of Rhythm. I don't know what that's going to do with the Bard. So the Shrine of Rhythm normally causes you to basically die if you miss a beat. But there's no beats for me to miss as the Bard. So I'm kind of moving with the beat just like by reflex at the moment because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Ooh, Ring of Luck. I have no idea what the Ring of Luck does. There is a wiki. I will link that in the down below so that you can look up what the various items do. Alright, the goal here is to show you the boss, not be the best prepared for it that I can be. Oop, I died. Shrine of Rhythm, yep. I'm not certain if that's something that's survivable with the Bard or not, but if I watch, yep, my HP does not change until I just flat out die. That's fun. Let's hope we don't run into that again. So I'm going to jump back in and I'm going to see if I can fly through Zone 1 without... Shrine of Blood gives me, ooh, a blood flail. The flail can hit a area around you, basically from that dagger through here to here, those 5 squares, and it'll hit everything in that area at once. It also knocks things away from you, so it's very useful. Oh, there's the shop down there. And because this is a blood weapon, it is slowly restoring my hit points as I kill things. Oh, heck no, I'm keeping the blood flail. This is an awesome weapon. Wow, I actually changed the direction that Minotaur was charging by smacking him with the blood flail. Alright, this is a really cool weapon. I'm pretty happy to have this one. I don't think I've ever had the blood flail to mess with before, so happiness abounds. I've got the extra cash. Ooh, glad I opened that. Compass is just an extra that shows you the direction to the exit stairs, just like you would expect a compass to do. There we go. Slowly healing more. Yeah, I'm in really good shape here. This blood flail is gonna go far for me. I got overconfident. This is one of those games that makes you want to jump right back into it, though, which is great. The Bard is supposed to be easy mode, but, I mean, well, one, I'm terrible at roguelikes, so I play them for the fun, not because I'm any good at them. Alright, I'm gonna concentrate just a little bit here and see if I can get to one of the bosses to show you. Ah, monkey. Hi, Minotaur. There we go. Where is the old shop? There we go. Bomb is nice. Ring is nice. Ring of Charisma I should have grabbed first. That lowers the shop prices. And since I have the extra bomb, collect some cash. On to the next. Longsword is cool because it will hit everything in the line in front of you. The lead boots will protect you from spike traps, and the miner's cap allows you to dig and move at the same time. So you can go through walls relatively rapidly that way. Ring of Courage, on the other hand, is a fun one because it will cause you to survive a little bit better, I find. It's a Shrine of Blood over there. Let's see what we get out of it. The Bloody Longsword. Alright. Kinda wish I had some healing, but that's okay. I'll just have to take what I've got and work with it. Which is really, like, the way these roguelikes are ultimately built, is using what you have rather than some sort of perfect scenario. Okay, this is fun. Inside of these walls that have the cracks on them, there's usually some sort of secret or a teleporter. This is telling me I can pay 2 hearts to get one of these weapons. At the moment, I think if I jump onto that, it will kill me, so maybe not. But I can keep going back. Still, in certain circumstances, that could be very useful. Alright. Oh, the lead boots stop all traps from operating, by the way, so these bouncy traps also do not count. Alright, hopefully this one will have something for us. Alright, that teleporter is this sort of space. I can work with that. Or not. Boss rush rooms. Do I have enough to unlock one of the bosses? No, I need 9. Alright, so my being terrible at this game may stop you from seeing a boss. Let me see if I can get down to one. Whoops. As you can see, you will be warned to spend your diamonds. Let me see if I can get down to one after I cut the camera.
Hello.
This guy over here, he sells upgrades that show up in chests and shops that are all magic related. Like the brown spell scroll. And I couldn't get those in survival before this. Or adventure or whatever. This guy over here, he sells weapons, armor, and normally restorative items. I have no idea what the pickaxe is. I assume some sort of utility that replaces your shovel. And these will also show up in chest shops and such places. The Dungeon Master sells permanent upgrades. For example, the 5 heart containers that I have, extra gold multipliers that happen all the time, which is why I have a gold multiplier of 1.5, as well as extra chests that show up in the runs. Alright, I'll be back once I get myself to a boss so you can see what they're like. And of course, that would be my very next run. I managed to get all the way down to the bottom with a fair bit of gear and some good stuff. This titanium broadsword is pretty nice. Alright, we have the chest match. So all of these pieces move exactly like chess pieces do at the appropriate time. And if the pawns get to the end, they do turn into queens. The king does not attempt to attack until after all of his other pieces are defeated. Of the 2 bosses I've seen, it is the easier of the 2. Once you reach the end, you get sent back to the lobby. Winning that run, and the first time you beat it, you get a nice big bonus of extra diamonds. I made 6 diamonds that run, so I'm gonna go find something cool to buy. Oh, looks like I'm almost out of Merlin upgrades.
Hi.
Actually, I kind of wanted that pickaxe. I want to know what it can do. And I suppose I should start unlocking the bosses. The blue dragon in particular. As you can see, the blue dragon will freeze you for a couple of steps. And will quite happily kill you normally. Yeah, not an easy monster to figure out the timing of. Imagine running into this into the field with no idea what it did, and a whole bunch of other monsters around. That's why the boss master is so useful. Alright, I think that covers everything for Crypt of the Necrodancer. Oh, local co-op. You can absolutely, if you go into the options and the controls, set all of the controls for players 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these can be set to gamepads as well, or to multiple dance pads. So there's nothing stopping you from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this would be fairly easy to set up on a Xbox 360 pad. Yeah, and you could have multiple people on the screen at the same time. Now, I'm doing this with just myself, because I don't have the, well, I am nowhere near good enough to be able to actually play this. Wow, trying to control 2 characters at the same time is crazy. But yeah, you can easily get back to single player. But it tries to keep you both on the same screen. And it looks like you share money as well. Interesting. The monocle lets me see exactly what's in the chests. Fireball spell, always fun. Doesn't take a ton of time to recharge either, so generally worth it. I want to see how far it'll stretch the screen. There are definitely limits. And of course you have less information when you're this far away from your partner. So you gotta be careful. Can't go through someone. Now, if you do happen to die in local co-op, which is pretty easy to happen, well, now you're down to just the one person left, aren't you? And let's see if that follows. You get revived when you come to the next level with a couple of hearts and all of the items that you had gained before. So this can be a fun way to get through the game a little bit easier, actually. The level of difficulty customization in this game is just phenomenal. I'm very happy with it. Okay, that's cute. Alright, enough messing around with that. Back to the lobby. Oh, I have 3 more diamonds. I can pick up the Crown of Thorns, another utility item. So that's Crypt and the Necrodancer from Brace Yourself Games with the help of Clay Entertainment. My first impression and honestly final verdict on this, buy it. After this audition, this game gets the part. It is phenomenal, unique, and worth owning. So it hits the Steam Early Access sale today. Probably by the time this video is up, it should be out there. This game passes the test and is worth picking up. Thank you for joining me. See you on the next game audition.